Hey everybody, this is Dave, coming to you from the Gaming Cave, and today we're going back to Combat Volume 2. This is an expansion for Combat and uses Volume 1 also. And we are going to do our campaign game. So I played individual scenarios, but now we're going to do the actual American 1944 to 45 European theater campaign game. Okay. And so this will be the video for the setup, because I want to show you just kind of what you do to get the setup going. And then when we drop off of this, the next one will be our first mission or patrol, whatever it's going to be. Okay, so this will get us set up and ready to go. I have taken some liberties to go ahead and do some of the rolling for the names of the soldiers, the ranks, their weapon skills, all those, their total quality, all that stuff, so that everybody understands, this is where we're at with this, because I don't want to bore you with me sitting here rolling the dice, but we'll have to roll a few things. Okay, so the first thing we use is the squad sheet. Okay, and I made this based on when I was in the military, and one of the units, the unit I was in the longest, and it was Company C, 1st Battalion, 151st Infantry Regiment, 76th Brigade, 38th Infantry Division, the Cyclones. Okay, they probably weren't really here in World War II, in D-Day or Normandy, but that's okay. That's just near and dear to my heart here in Indiana. Okay. All right, so I rolled and I got Eli Lopez. So there's, in the book, we have the rules of play book, and in the back we have the table that you roll on. So you roll with 2 dice. One of them's your 10 digit, one of them's your 1s digit, and you roll, and it gives you a first name, a surname, and what cities they come out of. Okay, so I did that, and I get, for the first guy, we get Eli Lopez, and he's a staff sergeant, so I rolled on that. So in the book, when you're doing this and you're setting up, and we come back here for let me show you if I can find it here real quick. So we come in, there's some tables we're going to use, like skills acquired table, and a definition of those skills. And then there's to get us up here to the, there's the missions, but I got to get to 48. And at 48, here we go, squad creation. You just follow this right here. So you do your squad leader, and then you roll for his rank. And I rolled and I got staff sergeant. And then we roll for his TQ on table 48B, which is on the next page, which is page 16. And then we roll for his troop quality. And I got a TQ of 4. So I rolled in the 3 to 6 range for his troop quality. And then we rolled here. We got him 2 skills for the squad leader. And then we rolled for his weapon skills for a submachine gun, a grenade, and a pistol. Oh, I forgot to roll for his pistol. I put his grenade on there, so I got to get a pistol. So let's do that. So we'll do this one. So his pistol skill, we'll roll. And we rolled a 4. And so we come over here on his weapon skill, and they die D10 1 to 4. He's got a 4. So he's a 4 on his pistol skill. Okay. So the squad leader, he carries those weapons. And we got his grenade skill is a 3. And then we needed a leadership also. But his leadership was my worst roll. I rolled a 9 and he's a 1 on his leadership. So that was kind of sucked. And he got 2 skills. When I come over here, back to here, gotta get all the way back to table 35. And you roll 2 dice, a black die and a white D10s. And you roll and you cross-reference and you get your skills. So I got Scout and I got Deadly. Okay, so in here are your descriptions. So Scout, he is a character with this skill, may subtract 2 per level of this skill to any roll made on the patrol event table when this character is part of the patrol. So it helps us when they're on patrol. And then I got Deadly. For Deadly, you draw 2 cards on a successful hit and choose one. If firing on a character with the tough skill, and do this twice, and then apply the less effective result of the 2 chosen cards. Okay, so it helps you inflict that wound. Okay, so that's what I did, and I did this for all these guys. So I have Eli Lopez, Staff Sergeant, total quality ratings 4. His weapon skill with the M3A1 grease gun's a 3, and his grenade skill's a 3, and his pistol's a 4. He's a Scout, Deadly, and his leadership is 1. Then we go, and he was assigned, and on these guys we use these generic markers. So he's Able Squad, and he's got the ID code is A. So I went through and pulled ID codes for each one of these guys. Next guy, and he's from Denver, Colorado. Next guy is Cody Anderson. ID code is D. His TQ's a 3. He's from Long Beach, California. He is a 3 on his rifle skill, a 4 on his grenade skill, and he's also a medic. Okay, the last guy in Able team is ID code E is Garrett Coleman. His TQ's a 4. He's from Bridgeport, Connecticut. And his rifle's a 3, but his grenade's a 5. All right, then we start with Baker team. He's a H. He is Peter Sanders. His TQ's a 5. His South Bend, Indiana, his BAR skill's a 3, and his grenade's a 3. Letter G is Elijah Jackson. His TQ's a 5. He's from Seattle, Washington. Rifle's a 3, grenades a 4. And then we have Devin Martin. He's K. TQ's a 3. Rifle's a 3. Rifle grenades a 4. And grenades a 3. Then we go over to Charlie. We start with our corporal. He's a sergeant, and I better check him to make sure that he wasn't supposed to get a pistol too. Now that I messed that up, I want to just double check. Here on Staff Sergeant, we roll for his weapon. And no, it looks like he only carries either the grease gun or the Thompson. And he had a grenade skill. Okay, so I got that one right. All right, so Kevin Hill, Sergeant. TQ's a 4. He's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. His code's an M. He carries the grease gun and a grenade levels, both 4. His leadership was also a 1, and he is Deadly skill. So again, he's going to get a chance if he hits a guy to inflict that. On our next soldier, S. Tanner Edwards. TQ's a 5, Miami, Florida. Rifle is a 3, his grenade's a 4, and he's also a medic. Nick Allen, V. TQ's a 4, from Detroit, Michigan. Rifle's a 3, grenade's a 3. Isaac Peterson, W. TQ's a 6, Los Angeles, California. Rifle's a 4, grenade's a 4. Gabriel Taylor, he's code Y. His TQ's a 4, his rifle's a 4, his grenade's a 5. He's from Houston, Texas. And R. Matt Davis, TQ's a 5. He's also from Houston, Texas. His rifle's a 5. His grenade's a 3. Okay, so I got some decent skill with these guys. So that's our soldier roster that we'll be starting the game with. All right. So we do all that. And we're back here on 48. And that's how we get our team set up. Okay, so the next thing we do is once we get our soldiers set up here on page 16, then after creating your squad, we go to 49-0, which is the training in England. Okay, so now we're going to roll, and this is where I'm going to show you what we're doing. So we have a campaign calendar, and we start June 6th for sure, because that's when the campaign starts. So we X out all these days. Nothing can happen before then. So June 6th is the beginning of our campaign, but it may not be where we may not be actually in the actual force. Okay, so the first thing we got to do is we're going to roll 2 percentile dice. Going to move my box tops out of the way, and we'll set this up here. Hopefully you can see it. And I'll put my calendar over here, and we'll bring it over as we need it. In fact, I think we can actually have the calendar here. We won't need our soldiers for a little while. All right, so the first thing we do is we roll percentile dice. The black is the 10 digit. Here we go. And we get 28, 2 and 8, 28. Okay, so for 28, we come to this table and we see what it says. And 13 to 30, average, see if I can get this where it's not flopping around. 28. Average training, but a couple of the squads stand out. Pick 2 random characters from your squad. Those characters gain 3 XP. Okay, so 2 of them random. All right, so we have, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need a 12-sided die. All right, so let me get that. Hang on just a minute. All right, now I have a 12-sided die. Whoops, almost dropped it. So there's 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we're going to roll. We're going to count them just in order, starting with Abel, and go right down the list. And we're going to see who gets some experience points right out of the gate. All right. Number 3. 1, 2, 3. Garrett Coleman. All right, so he's going to gain 3 experience points. So we'll start him off with 3. And the other guy that's going to get 3 experience points, well, come on, is number 7. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Our sergeant, Kevin Hill, he gets 3 experience points. Okay, so those guys start with experience points. That's nice. All right, so that's it for the training part of it. So now we roll 2d6 for days after rolling on the above table. So this is going to be how many days we've been in training here from June 6th. So we roll 2d6. And we get 1 and 5, so 6 days come off. So we mark off 6 more days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we are now at June 12th. So June the 12th. And now we have to roll a 10-sided die to see what happens to our squad. So we'll roll a 10-sided and we get 8. And an 8 is you are sent straight into the front line. Okay, so we're going to the front line. So we didn't get put in reserve. We didn't get delayed. We are going straight in to they're deploying us straight to the front line. So we skip the reserve table and we go to the front line, table 2. So now we're going to roll front line and see what this says. Okay. And again, it's the percentile dice. And we get 36. Okay, so 36. Days plus D3. Replacements receive up to D3 replacements if needed. Not, we don't. Generate their stats according to rule. They do not roll in the Training England team. Okay, so days plus D3. So we're going to roll. Let's see, roll if frontline intensive, then plus 10%. It's not. If coming from Training England table, then add 10% to the first roll on this table. Oh, I got to add 10%. So roll percentile dice. If frontline, then plus 10%. If coming from the Training England table, that's what we did. No, we did not come from that table or the reserve table. No. Okay, so we did not. So again, 36. Days plus D6. So we got to add some days. So again, we're going to roll a D6 and add this number of days. And we get 3 more days. 1, 2, 3. It is now June 15th. Okay, so June 15th. And we are now going to our first mission. So now we're in Normandy. So back here on page 26 and 27, we have Normandy. And now we roll on these as a big table. So this first one is 0 to 49. We're going to roll, and the second page, of course, is 50 to 99. We're going to roll, and this is going to tell us what our first mission is going to be. Okay, so we got to roll the percentile dice. And here we go. And it is going to be 29. So we have a 9 and a 2. 29. Okay, so we come here on 29, and it's going to be an attack. It's going to be on the hedgerow map. This is the original hedgerow map. There's in volume 1. There's hedgerows 2. That's in the volume 2 map. But this will be on hedgerow. And it's going to be CGS1, campaign game, scenario 1. Okay, so we have the campaign game scenarios. So we're going to come over here, and this is going to be CGS1, and it is the hedgerow. So we're looking for, there's the hill, the village, the hedgerows. So map 4, this is where we're going to be at, and it's going to give us some more of the detail of what we're going to need here. Okay, so we're working off at 29. All right, this is R, so the weather is rainy. The ground conditions are normal, so it hasn't become muddy. We have bocage, yes. Night, no. There's no vehicles, no artillery, no fortress, no bazooka, no machine gun to add. It's not been reconned. That's a no there. Hand size that we start with is 2. That's pretty poor. And a trained medic, no. Okay. Then we're going to look at the German side over here. And as you can see, the number 29 is right here to help us, so we don't have to read it all the way across. But their quality on 29 is this brown roll. Average, no elite, no machine gun, no sniper. The size is S, small. Not fortified, no vehicles, no Panzerfaust. They are not alert. They are not prepared. No enemy artillery. They do have a trained medic. Okay. So they will have a trained medic with their group. Okay. So that's what we're going with here. So what I have to do now is we're going to come back over here to the scenario in the hedgerows. The size is small, so it tells me, and I have to roll one die roll right here, the hedgerows. And it's going to tell me which one of these characters we're going to use for the small. So it gives me the characters. So I roll, and then it's also, and they were not fortified, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So we're going to roll a D6 right here. And it is a 4. So we're on the hedgerows D4. So this is what creates the replayability here. So we're going to have a small size, and the characters are going to go here. Okay, so that's going to be their placement when I draw them. All right. So I have an attack, CGS1. So I come back over here. So to begin with, we have average quality. So I'm going to pull characters from red, blue, red, yellow, white, 3 through 15. That's what we're going to put in there. And if a trained medic was yes, we add number 22 to all teams. So I add that also. The other ones were all no's, no machine gun and no sniper. Okay. If the scenario is recce is no, then you do this after setting up friendly forces. So I have to set up my guys first. Okay, but we can put all these guys in the cup. So the next thing I'm going to do is go through and get 3 through 15, all these characters, put them in my cup. And then we'll get the map out, map 4, the hedgerows. And then I have to set up first. Okay. And because I shouldn't know where they're going yet, I'll probably re-roll their location just so doesn't look like I looked at it and then set my guys up. I don't know where they're going to be at yet. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do, and that's going to get us set up. So we're going to be here. It's June 15th. Okay, I'm going to make some notes here on the calendar on June 15th. We are doing an attack. So we rolled 29. This is an attack. And that's where I can tell what it's going to be. 29 and attack. I don't know if I actually did that part of it right, but that's what I'm going to go with right now, and then we'll see how the calendar starts to shake up. But I have my first attack on June 15th, and ours is going to be in the hedgerows, okay, with the bocage. All right, so that's going to be, this is the setup video, so this is how we set the game up. Now what I'll do is get my table all set up, get all my cards shuffled, get my guys. I'm going to place them on the map. And then when we come back and I'll get all the soldiers drawn and put in their cup and all that good stuff. And then when I come back from that, we'll be ready to begin the actual mission. And that'll be mission number 1 for us. So it's pretty cool. It's taken away a lot of the kind of stuff that you did in the scenarios. Now we're going to start putting it in here into play. All right. Well, hope you're looking forward to this. We'll see how this goes. My squad morale should start out as average, I do believe. I can't find anything in the rules that says it starts anywhere else and then you build the morale up or down depending on what happens to you during this combat. Okay. So, like I said, we're we're here. This is an attack. We draw our enemy characters, and we have to. Squad has been sent forward to take ground. Enemy forces, we place them. Trained medic, we did that. The setup will do that. Draw the enemy characters, and it looks like I probably just have to clear the board here. And let's see, hedgerows. Yep, and like I said, I got a roll, and it's a small group, so that's good. That'll be a good one for me to break into here and hopefully see what's going to happen. All right, I don't see anything else that I got to do. Three and four, the hedgerows. Yep, I think that's it. All right, I'll get all set up. We'll be back. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, please. And we will see you guys for the next part of this. Have a good one.